Hey, 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 welcome to another Valley Forged. So I was pondering, as I do, I love lasers and all things lasers, and I'm pondering, wow, how far I've come as far as the materials that I use to make my projects compared to back when I first started. I was going to Home Depot and just buying these big 4 foot by 8 foot, what is that stuff even called? This is the cheapest of the cheapest plywood I could get in 1/8 inch, right? And it was terrible. But it got me started, it got me learning. And at the time, I was actually at a makerspace where you pay a fee monthly and you could go in and that's how I learned lasers. I took a class and sometimes there would be scrap material laying around. And I decided I wanted to make this purse. And some person was working on this major job and they left behind a bunch of 1/8 inch walnut. Now, this is unfinished walnut. I remember putting my first coat of finish on that. I made this purse design, right? And now this is the thing that I've been working on for the past month, is redoing that so everybody, all of you, can use it. And I remember putting a finish on it the first time and just being like, oh my gosh, why I'm working with this, terrible wood, and I can just see the difference. And then over time, you could see that this terrible wood that I was using started to discolor. And the light started coming on, but it took many years before I just realized that the starting materials that you work with are so important and they make a job so much easier. And then when it came to leather, right? I first get some Tandy stuff or got some stuff off Amazon, and I almost stopped working with leather because it was just a pain in the butt. You get one little drop of water on this leather and it's ruined, or even some laser soot. But I'm watching these videos on leather and they mention Italian leather. So I try some, and just like with the walnut, it's like night and day. All of a sudden I can make this beautiful wallet. Whereas everything that I was making was turning to crap. But now that I was using this better material, all of a sudden now my projects became better. It was more expensive, but in the end I made a really, really good project. And a really, really good product, actually. So buying materials and finishing those materials can actually be one of, if not the most expensive part of what you do. And so over time, I started using more and more and more finished wood. Now, everybody that watches this channel knows I get my wood from Craft Closet. I'll have a link below for everything, the files I talk about, the wood. I have a discount link for the wood. But I was buying from Craft Closet way before I ever started working with them. And, well, that's the reason why I chose to. The lasers that I review these days and the wood that I use all tend to be the stuff that I want to use myself. But I was thinking the other day, I was like, well, why do I use finished wood so much more than I used to? Yeah, I mean, you look with the purses right here, it's pretty easy for me to do. I spray one final little finish after cleaning it up and it's done. And you can see I used a matte on this one, or I used nothing on the middle one. And then I used lacquer on the third one. So you can see I got 3 different looks. Took very, very, very little time to change those looks. Now, if I would have done that with an unfinished piece, each one of those would have taken like a day, because I got to do it, and then I got to wait for it to dry. You got to make sure no dust gets in it. There's just so much. But that's really not the primary reason that drove me to using finished wood. It was actually warpage. And anyone who is used to using lasers, who loves lasers, you got a wood pile, especially like I'm in a really dry area. So it tends to warp because it's super dry. It draws all the moisture out of the air. Many of you are in humid areas, which the humidity tends to warp the wood. It's a very difficult process. And I was like trying to change my shop all the way around and doing everything differently just so that I could figure out how to stop all this wood from warping. And I didn't want to buy a bunch of wood because in the end, I'd end up with a bunch of warped pieces. Like here is something in particular I could show you. I think you could see it. I'll take some pictures. This is Purple Heart. I love Purple Heart. This stuff is beautiful. But look at this. I think I spent got 2 pieces of this for like 40, 50 bucks or something, right? And it is warped to anything. Now I can make small projects with this and it will be fine. And I'll probably use it for inlays and things, of that sort. But was very typical for even the walnut plywood and things that I was getting because I primarily was working with 1/8 inch. 1/4 inch still warps, but 1/8 inch is just really bad. It's really notorious, right? And so ever since then, I started getting the finished wood. Now, even my scraps, they'll sit there and they'll be fine. I mean, you might get a little warpage, but it's not enough to where it's really causing the laser not to be able to cut through it in some areas. And that was a total pain, right? Or some of the problems that I wish I still had some video of this. Back when I was first starting, the warpage would get so bad that literally the laser head would hit part of it and ruin the whole project. It was drag the whole thing across. That's the kind of stuff that I was dealing with the warpage. And so not only does it save me a ton of time when it comes to finishing the project, but the warpage factor can be something else you really need to think about. Now, there are many people out there who have been using both, so I'd love to hear a comment or let me know what you think. Now, what is the difference in price? Of course, here's Craft Closet. You see 1/8 inch double-sided, it's $11 for 12 by 19, which is what I typically buy, or $14 for the 2-sided finished, right? So you're talking about a $3 difference. Now, if it was just the finishing, that's probably about a $3 difference. I mean, it's time wasted, the materials that you got to use, the care that you need to be able to finish something, but then you could do it your way. Now, I argue that I do it my way anyways. I just do a light sand and then I do one shot and it looks amazing. But again, I think the more important thing is that it just warps so much less. And so if you're dealing with that and you're unable to use a lot of pieces or throwing away certain pieces because of warpage, I think this is something that might be useful for you. It's useful for me. Doesn't mean it's going to be as useful for you. In fact, I think that's where comments come in, where we're all trying to learn from each other. I may be completely wrong on this and not even understand what the heck I'm talking about. And y'all might come in and say, hey, but what about this? What about that? That's what we're doing here. That's how we're learning. But what might really help people out there is if you're using the cheaper materials, just to try the next level upgraded material and see if that doesn't make a huge difference. Like the difference in leather. Like if I'm trying to use this, 5mm raw hide that I get from Hobby Lobby or something, and it's leaving soot all over. And I'm thinking, well, I see Valley Forge do this. And why are his edges so clean? Why is there no burn around the edges? And it's because I'm using less than 3mm pre-dyed, pre-everything Italian leather. And it just makes night and day difference. And it's the same thing for these bags, right? I show you a picture of the original bags that I was making with the original wood compared to this new finished stuff. It literally makes it more worthwhile doing the project. And it's something you can sell for just that much more money. Or when you give it as a gift, it's that much better because you use the better materials. Downside of that is that if you're just learning, then you can spend a lot more money and end up not loving your hobby because you can't afford to practice. So there is a give and take here. And so if I'm glad that I bought those 4x8 sheets of crappy plywood, because then it didn't matter. I could just use it for whatever and practice however, and it really didn't matter. But again, the downside is you don't know what your project is actually going to look like when you use a cheap piece of wood. And you may think that it's not that great, but if you would have made it in something nice, you would have thought, wow, this is actually pretty good. So, lots of give and take. But I think even Craft Closet tends to have a lot more stock in the finished stuff because it was difficult for them as well. I'm speaking for them. I don't know, but it seems like if you've got a bunch of stuff sitting in a warehouse and it's finished, you get a lot less chance of it warping before you even send it to the customer. So that's probably true for you if you have a laser business. You might have to put that stuff away for a while. And what happens if it starts warping? Have you ruined your project? That's certainly a thought for me when making the Lord's Prayer crosses, right? I mean, how are you going to store those and make sure that the elements don't start warping those up? So it's something to think about. I went on and on about this for long enough, I think, but I'm really working through that in my own head. And, it's something that I want us to discuss further. All right. That's the bottom line. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Love y'all.